Anyone who ever held you would tell you the way I'm feeling. Anyone who ever wanted you would try to tell you what I feel inside. The only thing I ever wanted was the feeling that you ain't faking. The only one you ever thought about. Stay a minute, can't you see that I wanna fall from the stars straight into your arms, and I feel you. I hope you comprehend. I wanna fall from the stars straight into your arms, and I feel you. I hope you comprehend.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. We have a big weekend planned this weekend at the Sylacauga Animal Shelter. It's the season for giving, and if you have some time to give, we could use some help. We know it's also a very busy time, but Saturday morning, the Sylacauga Pickleball Club and the Beautification Council have joined forces to help repair some of the kennels at the shelter. So at 8 o'clock, we're going to have members of both groups that are there to work on the kennels. And then at 9 o'clock, the Beautification Council is officially coming together, and we are picking up litter around the shelter. For some odd reason, people have been throwing out a lot of litter in that area. And we have the dog walkers that come, and we'd like to make it look beautiful again out there. So we're going to be canvassing that area, getting all of the litter out of the way. And then we, of course, have our normal dog walking at 11 o'clock. And so we'll be there most of the morning. So if you've got some time, you want to come and chip in and help out, then we're going to be able to get everything fixed up at the shelter so that the pups can have a really good Christmas there. Now, we have also had some awards that were given last night at the City Council meeting. We are, the Beautification Council gives out annual awards, and we had 3 really wonderful people that got awards that I would like to discuss because they also have done a lot of help with the animal community. This is Miss Janice Adams, and she got the Citizen of the Year award, and that is an award given to people that have done outstanding deeds for the community. And I could talk for 30 minutes about all the things that Miss Janice has done for this community, but I wanted to mention her because she's also helped out the cat population. You know, we have such a huge feral cat population here, and she has some feral cats that took up at her house, and so she contacted the feral dogs. She trapped those cats and got them fixed, and she has 2 kitties that live in her backyard that are feral, but she feeds them and takes care of them. So we appreciate every bit of help that we get from everyone in the community, and Miss Janice did her part there. And this is Brent Butts. Brent got the Shining Star Award, so that's somebody that is very enthusiastic about our community. And Brent, again, won it for many reasons, but he also walks dogs at the shelter on Saturdays, and he and his wife Rosa have adopted a stray dog that just wandered up to their neighborhood. So they're doing their part, taking care of some of the feral dog population in this community. And then our 3rd award went to Mr. Paul Stepp. He got the Mary Jo Brown Award, which was given to a Beautification Council member just for their outstanding service to the Beautification Council. And Paul Stepp has come out to walk dogs at the shelter, but he's done a lot to help us advertise all of our events on the Things Going On in Sylacauga Facebook page. He has also come out to the shelter several times during our events. He comes to PetSense when we have events, and he films anything that the shelter has going on and Feral Dogs of Avondale has going on so that we can get the word out there and do what we can to get some of these dogs and cats adopted. So these are 3 wonderful members of our community. They're 3 people that Got those awards, like I said, for so many different reasons, but I thought I could tie it into Pet Connect and just let the community know that we've got a lot of people in this town and in this area that are doing what they can, and if we all come together, we can really help this stray and feral dog and cat population in Sylacauga, so we appreciate them. And with that said, this is Dan. Dan is at the shelter right now. He's about a year old, and Dan needs a home. He is ready to go to a home. He's up to date on his shots. He is neutered. He is heartworm negative. He is just a really sweet dog. He gets along with other dogs. He's one of our favorites getting him out. He's got a lot of energy, so he needs a high energy home. And he's got what we'll call a little quirk. I almost had to learn the hard way because I took him out to the play yard to let him run around. He can climb fences, so he needs a special home where he's not going to not be left alone in a yard, because that sweet boy right there can get over a fence in a heartbeat, because we have I want to say those fences are at least 7 feet out there behind the shelter, and he climbed all the way to the top. So I luckily got him down from there, but he is a wonderful dog, and if you would like to go meet him, then you can call the shelter, go by anytime. His sister was there. She's already been adopted, but Dan would love to find him a home because he is just a great, great dog. Now, we're going to get to my special guest today because I have Miss Hanley Nicholson here, and she has got some great stories for us. Hanley, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
Now, tell me, where do you go to school?
I go to school at Pinecrest Elementary School.
And what grade are you in?
4th.
4th grade. Okay, so you are quite the artist, I understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, we had talked about this back in October, I believe, and you were already working on this piece of art that you brought.
Yes,
and I'm so impressed with what you did, and I've actually never seen this done before. So pick up your art there and show us what you've got. So she did a beautiful Labrador Retriever there. Now, tell us how that's done. What'd you have to do to get that?
There's this sticky sheet, and you have to have all these diamonds, and you just have to push them down by color, basically.
So so those are tiny little pieces. Hold that up again for me. So those are super tiny little diamond pieces there that she individually put each one on there. So the sheet itself is sticky, and then you just have to get each little piece on there where it belongs. That took a lot of work. How much time do you think that took you?
At least 2 months and a half.
And you were just trying to work on it whenever you had time?
Yes, ma'am.
So you did a beautiful job with that.
Thank you.
Now, how much time, if you would sit down and do that, would you sit for hours and work on it sometimes, or just a few minutes at the time? Or
If you are the kind of person who can like sit down and just do something for a while, to some people it's really calming, and to other people it's just like it drives them insane.
We all have different personalities, don't
So
we?
I'm kind of in between, so I can do it for a little bit. The first day that I got it, I sat it down for about 4 hours, and I only got like one little section finished.
Okay. So, and I bet as you went along, you got a lot better at it. It made it a little bit easier. Now, have you done one before? Is this the first one you've done?
This is the first like
Big one.
square
Okay.
big one that I've done. I've never done the square diamonds before. I've just always done the circles.
Okay.
And my mom introduced me to like these little Disney princesses, and they were little diamond dot paintings that you could like peel off and then stick on your mirror. There were animals. There's a lot of different things there.
So have you decorated your whole room at home with your artwork?
I have a few on my mirror.
Okay. That is an outstanding lab that you did there. Now, how did you choose a dog? What made you want to do that?
I just thought I really like dogs, and I wanted a challenge, and I saw this one, and I thought this one would be good to do.
Now, we got to give a shout out to somebody who came home and helped you a little bit at the very end. I mean, this is 99% Hanley that did that, but who came and helped you?
My sister Hayden.
She was helping you get it done before the end of the month, wasn't she?
Yes, ma'am.
So I bet that was really great to have her help you some with that.
It was.
Now, are you going to do another one?
Yes, I have another one. It's another dog, and
Okay.
it's like a little Yorkie puppy in a hammock. And this one is actually circles, and it's a lot smaller.
And so it's a lot smaller than that one?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you happy to have one that's smaller? Was this one pretty much a challenge?
Yes, ma'am.
You got to get over it before you do another one. Now, tell me a little bit about your own dog.
His name is Axel, and he's a Frenchie.
I got a picture of him right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Axel might think he's a person.
He does sometimes.
So tell us about Axel. How old is he?
He is about 2.5.
Okay. And then what does he do? What's his personality like?
He loves to bark at other dogs.
Okay.
And he just he will let me do anything to him, but if somebody else tries to do it to him, he won't let him do it at all. I can even do yoga with him.
Can you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've got a good picture there with him, you hugging him. He certainly does look like a dog that is very much loved and spoiled. He has lots of clothes. I've got lots of clothes pictures up here too. Now we'll have a picture popping up here in a second. There's your sister who came and helped you at the very end. That's a good picture of the family there. Now, do you have any other pets?
I have a fish,
You have a fish. What kind of fish do you have?
a betta fish.
Okay, and how old is that beta? How long have you had it?
At least a year or two, I would say.
Okay, so you've got a dog and a fish, but tell us about what you are working toward raising money for so that you can get.
I want a veiled chameleon.
Now, what made you decide to get a chameleon?
I think they are super cute, and I want to prove myself responsible because some people don't think that I can do it.
Well, you're going to prove that you are responsible, I guess. So what are you doing to earn money to get a chameleon?
I have been selling epoxy and clay earrings.
Well, that's exciting. We should have brought some pictures of your earrings here. How did you learn to do that?
It just started one day. I told my mama while I was at my grandparents' house, "Hey, Mama, can I order some epoxy resin?" And I paid her the money, and she said yes. And then I just started making earrings and selling them. And then it was only about a month ago that we started doing clay, and the Grinches have gone really far.
Wow, that's really impressive. So what all do you have to, so you've got the epoxy and you've got the clay, and then how do you sell those earrings and once you make them?
You put the little cards on them, and then you just can ask people.
So you just have friends and family that have been buying them?
Yeah.
Have you been a part of any events where you sell them? Or are you planning on doing some more of that in the future?
I was going to go to one, but we weren't sure what day it was.
Okay.
We knew it was on a Friday, but it was a school day that it had. So yeah.
So how are you going to, after the holidays, raise some more money so you can get your chameleon? You're going to keep making earrings and keep trying to sell those? Well, that's very exciting. We'll have to find some way to show people your earrings too, so that you can earn some more money. Now, what do you have to get with it? You've done all the research. What all do you have to have with a chameleon?
You have to have a night lamp, a regular lamp, a temperature check, a mister, a lot of plants, kind of hiding holes. They like that stuff. It is a lot of stuff to have, but they are really cool.
And it goes into an aquarium.
Yes, ma'am.
So what have you figured out in your research? Do you know what you feed a chameleon?
You feed a chameleon crickets, worms, and I think dried fruit sometimes.
Okay. And then what all do you have to do? Do you know what temperature they have to be? They have to be warmer, correct? That's why you have to have a heater in there. And then what do you do with the mister? What has to happen?
You just mist them.
Just keeps them from getting too dry? So, well, that's very good. Do you already know what you want to name a chameleon?
I don't know. I don't really know.
Well, you can find a good name. Who named Axel?
My mama came up with that name.
So maybe she can come up with another cool name. Does your beta have a name?
Yes, I named it Albie because it has blue and orange colors.
Well, is Albie going to be jealous of a chameleon, or do you think it'll even matter? Will Axel care about a chameleon?
Well, Axel never comes in my room, so hopefully he doesn't get in there one day and start tapping on the screen.
He might bark at it. He likes to bark at other dogs. Does Axel like to go on walks?
He does.
Well, good.
He thinks every time he sees a person, he always thinks they're come to see him.
Well, of course they have. He's a special dog, it looks like. Well, you'll have to come out, and of course, since you can't be around other dogs with Axel because he likes to bark at them, you'll have to come out to the shelter sometime and walk dogs. But you can't let him smell you when you get home. He'll be real mad if you smell like another dog. That would be no good. Well, that's wonderful. What are you going to do during the holidays?
I don't really know yet.
Just going to relax and enjoy it and spend some time with Axel. You got to make some earrings too. Now that you're done with your dog, do you think you'll go ahead and start your Yorkie?
Yes, ma'am, I have been.
Good. Well, you'll have to send me pictures of it because I love that artwork.
Thank
That's amazing, and I appreciate you coming on here to show us what you can do. And then you'll have to tell us more Axel stories sometime. Maybe you can come back on and show us your Yorkie. Or if we have your mom on here as a guest, then she can bring it on and slip that in and show what you did. But we thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
You have lots of fun this holiday season, and good luck raising more money, making more earrings so that you can get your chameleon. And we'll think of a good name. We'll see if everybody can suggest names for you, and you can pick out the best.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you so much. And don't forget that we have our available pet of the week, Dan, here. And if you are interested in Dan or any dog at the shelter, please go by and check them all out. There's a wonderful play yard, so if you want to meet a dog, you can get it out in the play yard, and that you can get a better idea of their personality. And then, of course, we have all of our wonderful dog walkers. We have our fosters. We have our volunteers. There's so many ways that you can find out more about these dogs' personalities. So if you have questions, then call, and we can figure out a way that you can learn more about the dog so that you can tell if a dog's going to be unhappy around others like Axel seems to be. But this dog, Dan, is happy around dogs. He never barks at other dogs. He's real happy. And so if you have another dog, he would likely do fine. But come on out this Saturday. We've got our, again, we've got our litter pickup at 9. We got our dog walking at 11. And if you would like to come and a little earlier and contact us if you've got some skills with repair work, we're going to be working on some of those kennels. But we, again, appreciate everybody in the community who's come out to help this year. And we're going to try our best to give those dogs a nice Christmas on Saturday. So if you're not busy, come on out and help us. And we'll have more Daybreak after these messages.